Welcome back to Arizona's own Public Tinkles podcast featuring Joey Bats and Macy VT.
Hey, buddy. This is delayed for two reasons. One, we were very sad about the Diamondbacks' loss. We very incorrectly predicted that one. But I'll just say this. I'm glad Texas won. I'm obviously not glad, but I'm glad it was them and not Houston, not L.A., not Philly, not a New York team. Damn. It was a long playoff run, way longer than anyone expected it to go, especially in national media. And it was fun. It was fun while it lasted. There used to be this feeling around the Valley, when the Suns were really good, Steve Nash days. All the local media would just be like, all right, Diamondbacks, it's summer. Just get us through the summer until the basketball season starts. Because you weren't getting shit from the Cardinals, and you definitely weren't getting shit from the Diamondbacks.
Or the Yotes.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's not a... Oh, yeah. No, yeah, you're right. For a second, I was like, the Yotes didn't move here until... I'm like, oh, no, they were way before the D-backs. Yeah, you're right. So, for the longest time, it was just D-backs, get us through the summer. It's almost basketball, almost football season. But, this year it was all about the D-backs, which... Awesome. That's the only franchise in the Valley with a ring. Yeah. And everyone showed up. Those Philly fans, they bought out, 100 tickets to each of the games to prevent fans from going. You guys Steve Bartman'd yourself. But I don't know, man. We got real fans. People don't want to believe it, but they came. Anyway, the second reason this shit was delayed a little bit, I got into a fight with a wall. And like most times when you punch a wall, the wall wins. And on this occasion, it happened right after... Okay, so there was a ninth inning of Game 1 of the World Series. And Joey was here. He was watching me scream at our TV. And I was like, all right, just don't throw a first pitch fastball to Corey Seager, with a runner on. Maybe let's not pitch to the most dangerous hitter in their lineup. First pitch right down the dick. Game tying 2-run homer. I was like, oh, okay. And then top of the 11th or whatever, we don't score. Goes out to the bottom. Adolis Garcia, the second hottest hitter on the planet, comes up, and it's a 3-1 count. And I'm like, at this point, just put him on. You can take your chance with the next guy. Right down the middle, game-winning, walk-off home run. I got so mad at them that I punched the wall, and the wall won, and broke my pinky, diagnosed with a boxer's fracture.
Not your smartest move.
Yeah, not my smartest move. We'll get better at things as time goes on.
Human nature's fun and stuff.
I forgot to start the timer. But yeah. So, what was your reaction, man, to the World Series? Are you super... I know you're not a D-backs fan, but as a...
I am. Obviously, I'm not like,
You're Cubs number 1, D-backs number 2. So as a, with a local ties interest to it, how did you react to the series?
It sucked. Nobody likes to lose those games. I've been on the losing side of championships, and it's not a fun experience no matter where you're at. I didn't feel as strongly as I did when the Suns lost. When the Suns lost, I was contemplating suicide for a little bit. I was not okay when we lost to Milwaukee.
He's kidding, folks.
I was not. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm totally joking. But the better team won. The Diamondbacks had a lot of chances to win those games, and they just bad hitting.
Yeah.
And not the Rangers hit. It's the only difference. I am with you, though. I'd rather lose to the Rangers, who have never won a World Series, versus the fucking Astros. Because we lost to the Astros, I would have been so pissed off. I'd be so mad.
I would have found a way to just accuse them of cheating, even if they didn't.
You would have probably broke your whole hand.
I would have broke both hands.
Yeah, you'd have to fucking use Hulk hands for everything.
Yeah,
but
that.
But yeah, it sucks, but it's all part of it. You can't, if you're in that clubhouse and you're a player, you can't hang your fucking head. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? What you guys accomplished this season was something that nobody, I mean, literally zero people expected. Already this year, or for next year, I already saw, we're not even on, or you guys, well, fuck, I'll say us. We're not even in the odds to win the World Series this next year.
No.
And we just made it last this year. So it just goes to show no one gives us a slivering chance in hell.
Ever.
And we proved them all wrong. And I can sleep easier at night knowing that we took the Dodgers, took it to them, and beat the shit out of them and sent them home.
Mm-hmm.
And we took care of those motherfucking Phillies in 7.
That was
when
beautiful.
Nobody expected us
It was
to
beautiful. I mean, we were at we were on the last podcast with our buddy Aaron. We were talking about where we were watching most of the Philly series. You know, we were watching it at like the State Fair. We were watching it here at our family's houses. Just everywhere around the valley, everybody was so dialed into what this team was doing. You'd go anywhere, and the people that don't follow sports would try their best. That's how you know something really good's happening. Is that the people who know hardly anything about sports try their best to talk about baseball or whatever team's doing good.
And it was really cool to see. It was
Yeah.
really cool to be around the valley and see a lot of the Diamondbacks.
All the ADOT signs, those are the freeway signs you guys see. It says, you know, it's a create chaos.
Yeah.
But not on the freeway or something. Like it was
too
a silly
late.
little sign.
Too late.
Yeah, the chaos was created on the
But
freeway.
yeah, it was in the airports. I mean, the
Oh, yeah.
Phoenix Fire Department was wearing hats every time they'd wear, or every time it was a game. I was just like, that's sick, man. Like that's embracing it. And you, well, I mean, obviously with your job, you know, you drove around
Yeah.
the city a lot more than I did. But I mean, still, you'd see, you know, Diamondback stuff everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, sick. This is cool.
It was very refreshing.
It's cool, and it was great to see how packed it was.
Yeah. 'Cause
Unfortunately, we were too poor and we didn't get
it's
to go
just-
to any of the games. But I've heard from people who have went that it was the loudest they've ever heard. Now I can only imagine. You know, it's probably the same shit when Archie Bradley got that triple.
I imagine it was louder than the wild card game.
I just feel bad
imagine
that
it
none of
was.
those fans got to see a win,
Yeah, I
or
know.
it even be close.
I wish there was at least a game 6.
Because they were
I don't
waiting
like
to explode.
I don't like the clinching on our whatever. People were making fun of the security for
I was like,
guarding
did
the pool.
did you see the big barrage of security?
I mean, that's our pool, man. We worked hard to claim that shit, so we're not having that again.
I found that so funny. I didn't realize that. I was like, I saw that on Twitter that night, and I was like, oh, we're hardcore about this. Okay.
That's ours.
Hell yeah. All right.
You can't go in there if you're, in opposition. You can't go in there.
But,
Golly.
you know, it sucks that the guys who hit in the division and championship series just didn't show up in the World Series.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know it's baseball and that kind of stuff happens, but it's just like
The
wrong time for the bats to go cold.
Yeah, that's just how this entire D-back season had been. It's, a lot of, oh, everybody's hot, everybody's cold. Everybody's hot, everybody's cold. And, the only thing that had been pretty consistent the whole year was, Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly. And Zach Gallen had the game of his life in game 5, but he had a very historic game, too. Took a perfect game into the 7th inning.
Crazy.
Yeah, anyway, I think the D-backs will be fine. Maybe make some clutch moves this offseason. I'd like to see them go after Bellinger.
Well, like I told you, dude, this kind of gives me the vibes of the 2014 Royals.
Yeah. Like just a couple small pieces.
Exactly. And you never fucking know. Because no one expected the Royals to come back and do it again and actually win the fucking thing. And they did it. That whole thing was nuts, too.
That's kind of got some... the Cubs were the same way. They made the playoffs in 15 and then
It's
16.
with everybody. Look
they
at the
just-
fucking Braves.
As long as you can keep going back to the playoffs, there's a chance.
Yeah.
It's almost harder to clinch a playoff spot back-to-back years than it is, at least for Arizona teams, than it is to just, go out there and ball.
Well, yeah, look at the Suns right now.
Yeah.
They look horrible.
Yeah, but no one's playing yet. Book's only played 2 games. Katie's played every game, but
Which is-
he's out there running with the bench. And everyone's like, oh, their bench won't win. I'm like, because there's 2 extra guys in there that isn't normally there. Like, do you think Grayson Allen's going to be starting for us in, like, a Game 7? No. You think Keita Bates Diop is gonna? No. Come on, dude.
Gotta be a little smarter than that.
Yeah.
I think it's early too. You know, everybody goes through growing pains, and we're still trying to figure out this new coach and the new system. I'm not panicking yet. You know, it doesn't
No.
look good right now, but it doesn't mean that can't change.
No, there's an old adage: basketball season doesn't start till Christmas.
Yeah.
So the first month of basketball, almost it's not that it doesn't matter, but it's just like they're still working out everything. Training camp's 3 weeks long. That's not that long. Spring training is a month and a half.
Yeah.
Football, I think it's like 2 months of training camp. I could be wrong. And
long.
hockey's a good amount of time. Like basketball's 3 weeks. That's not a lot of time at all. So
Well, especially when you have a whole new coach in there and it's a whole new system that you're trying to learn and figure out.
yeah,
You know, it's a lot different when we had Monty, and obviously the guys knew the system, they knew what they were doing, but now everything's new.
everything's new. I mean, it's a lot of new players too. The only players that came back were KD and Book
Crazy.
and Okogie. That's the whole roster.
That's crazy.
That's an entirely different roster from a year ago.
If you would have told me that last year, I would have been like, oh,
Like, this is okay.
okay.
That's crazy.
hardcore. Which it needed to happen. I'm not mad about it, but I was just like, oh.
DeAndre Ayton's not playing very good.
Shocker.
Just a big shocker there. Chris Paul's not playing his best. But the Warriors are going to win anyway. They're the Warriors.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you have Steph Curry and fucking Klay Thompson.
And Draymond Green kicking people in the nuts.
Yeah, dude, you know, it's the Warriors. It's what they do.
It happens. Dude, this brace sucks. Have you ever broken a bone?
I have not, actually.
Really?
Believe it or not, I've never broken a bone.
I would have thought you did. I thought you would have been like a rambunctious child.
I was a rambunctious child, but I was also...
You wore a helmet when you wore a bike? Rode a bike.
No, I definitely wore a bike
You wore a bike?
when I rode my helmet. No, I mean, I didn't. I did dumb shit, obviously, when I was a kid because we're boys. That's, you know, it's what we do. We're naturally born retarded.
Yeah. Brain don't kick in until you're about 80 years old.
And even then, no.
Nah.
Some of us are a little more developed than others, but, you know, we're men. We'll figure it out. Yeah, you know, I mean, even from playing sports, shockingly, like, the craziest thing I think I've ever, like, injury-wise was probably, like, my pinky.
What happened?
Oh, I was playing basketball, and I was looking at the pass coming this way. The ball was thrown to me, and I looked away for half a second, and the ball went straight in my pinky and
Ow.
bent it backwards.
Ouch.
I went to the hospital. It was fun. It was purple.
Ooh. Go Suns.
It was playful.
Go Suns.
There's a picture of me that my mom took of me, like, on the hospital bed.
Yeah.
My pinky's, like, resting on the fucking ice pack thing, and I'm like,
Patented Joey. Thumbs up.
yep.
Man.
Shit's so funny.
One of the benefits to the World Series being over is I finally got to shave that
Yeah.
gross,
Anybody pays attention and watches
horrible,
this on the tube.
itchy little
We look
playoff
different.
beard. Joey did too.
Yeah, it was time. I was like, all right, this is over.
It is itchy. Oh my god. I got a regular haircut too, but I got a hoodie on. You can't see it. I'll take it off. I cut the mane. Cut the frohawk or whatever it was. And
You got the Rent-A-Cop
I got the Jew curls.
undercover cop looking
Yeah.
like 5'0". And
Yeah, I asked the guy for half an inch off the top, and he's like, all right, I'm going to make you look like a military recruiter. And I was like, "Damn, what the fuck, dude?
you're like, no.
And I was like, man, I'm going to have to look for a new barber or some shit. That's crazy. I asked for half an inch off the top. That way I could still do the curls, but this motherfucker cut the whole dang thing.
Bro, he ruined it.
No, it's fine. Its hair will grow back, but whatever. I just look like a guy who's going to walk into your house party and be like, excuse me, guys, can I have one marijuana? Do you know where the alcohol is?
And are any of you guys underaged?
Yeah. Show me where the drugs are. I would like to take a drugs.
I want to take this marijuana cigarette, and I want to light it up,
I want to puff on it.
and I want to puff. Maybe 2 puffs.
How many? By the way, when that just reminded me. So when I was at the doctor getting this broken thing looking at, they were asking, the usual questions. They're like, how tall are you? How much you weigh?
Do you jack off?
Do you drink? No, they didn't ask that. Do you drink? I go, no. Do you smoke? I go, no. And they go, do you have marijuana? And I'm like, I have. And they're like, okay. After that question, usually nothing else happens. But for some reason, this dude's like, okay. And I don't know why they want me to ask this, but they just want to ask, how many puffs do you do when you're doing marijuana? And I was like, what? That's like asking how many sips of water a person takes. Like, that's what?
It's very personal.
So I was just like, I don't know, 10? Like I was like, dude, I don't count.
No real stoner counts. They
No.
just go.
I was like, I don't know a human that maybe the first time you do it you remember because it's probably just one, but I don't know. Like I didn't want to seem, I don't know. It was a weird question. I wasn't prepared for it. I should have just been like 2.
4.
How much is too much? The 2 numbers below that.
2 numbers above that.
Yeah, but they're very nice. And other than that one weird random question, it was very cool. There was a gangbanger in there.
Really?
You remember that? Remember the character Tiffany Haddish played in that Eric Andre movie?
Yeah.
A girl just like that.
Oh, really?
And I'm not even kidding.
Uh-oh.
And she was in the lobby. She was on her Bluetooth on her phone. And
Ankle
she
monitor?
No ankle monitor. But she was just staring at the front desk ladies, and she's talking really aggressive on the phone. But it looks like she's talking at the front desk ladies. She's just like, I already told y'all motherfuckers, when I get out this appointment, I'm going to come up near you, and I'm going to run your pockets. And she's just staring at the front desk lady saying these crazy things. And I was like, what? And then she goes, hold on, Juicy. And then she walks up to the front desk lady, and she's like, bitch, I've been in here for a minute and a half. I'm trying to tell you, my appointment was at 11. I got here at 9. Can I get to the doctor, please? And I was like, oh, my God, someone please let her see the doctor. She's going to shoot up the place. And then the lady's like, okay, yeah, you're right next in line. And she goes, thank you. And she got seen, like, immediately. I was like, you were there for 2 hours? That's fucking nuts.
Wow.
I'd be pissed, too. But,
Hold on, Juicy.
yeah,
That's great.
that was fantastic.
That's your fucking Hanukkah.
Oh, dude, I was watching that. I was like, whoa. I was like, dude, no way. But at the same time, you've been there for 2 hours and you haven't seen a doctor. I'd be upset, too. So I saw where she was coming from.
Just in case anybody was curious, one of Macy's favorite things to do ever is people watch.
Sure.
Like
I don't go to like the mall and just sit down with like a Wetzel pretzel for 3 hours just staring at people. But like if I'm walking around Old Town, I'll cross the street and I see like a person with like a blue mohawk on the other side of the road. I'm like, maybe I'll follow them for like 10 feet, see where they're going. 10 feet? All right, see ya. But like, you have to do something interesting. You go to Walmart, you're gonna see some fucking people. Just go to Walmart. Maybe you run into Gabby. Maybe you run into the guy who helps check out our groceries. And
Yep.
He separates the soap from the grapes. He's a great guy.
Thank God.
God bless him.
National hero.
Yeah, man, people watching is pretty cool. You can do a lot of that people watching at the fair. We went to the fair.
my God.
That's my sister's Hanukkah. That type of people watching
Gnarly.
is that's just, there's so much to
Top
see there.
tier.
I got a milkshake when I was there, and the guy I got a milkshake from was missing an eye and several fingers.
I can confirm that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
We also saw parrots that shit.
We saw parrots. They did not talk, but they made white little bird poop. And that was the end of the parrot looking.
There was a dude with an eye patch.
Yep, saw an eye patch. So, what's his name? Who's the eye patch guy? Monopoly? Captain Morgan?
Yeah, Captain Morgan's got an eye patch.
Yeah, saw Captain Morgan. Man, what a time that
Dude,
was.
I wonder how those people are, those dancers from LA.
Oh, those. They were called the Pixie Sticks or something.
Wonder how they're doing, dog.
Not good. I can answer that for you. Not good. They already spent the money they made to go and perform there, and they're out of heroin money.
I want to know. I forgot the guy's name. I think he's like Cinnamon Sticks or something. I forgot the guy's name, but it was really fruity. And it was hilarious. I was like, "What? That's his name? That's your stage name?"
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that dude was funny. We saw they them get arrested.
Oh, that was so funny.
Yeah, they weren't resisting, so I was like, all right, that's good. This isn't like some protest.
Yeah, we're watching the Game 7 at the fair, right by the Ferris wheel, and all of a sudden, literally, everybody's around the phone looking. I look over, and I'm like, they're getting arrested.
There.
No
Very
one heard
appropriate.
me except for your sister. And she's like, oh. You turned around, and I was like, oh.
I was like, well then. Well they. Good for them. There.
They didn't look too happy. They looked angry.
They was incarcerated.
No es bueno.
Any tits. You want to get back into what we were doing before the playoff run? You want to start talking about football a little bit?
I guess. Sure.
Yay. The Cardinals suck.
The Bears also suck dick.
And that's the end of football.
Yeah, I was like, there's our football segment. There's nothing else that needs to be said about that, besides the fact that we suck ass.
Same with ASU, unfortunately.
Oh, ASU's dog water. I'm pretty sure they're playing right now, actually, at the time of this. Recording.
Let's give it a quick record. Real quick shout out to my sister. She gave me this jacket. I like it a lot.
Your sister's dope. I'm not laughing at her. ASU is currently down to Utah 48-3.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. It's the ASU I know and love. All right.
Wow. What a year to have season tickets.
Great day.
Dude.
Good night.
Honestly. Well, while we have a second before we start spouting off some more useless information, I want to tell you guys about our favorite sponsor.
Yes, sir.
It's ZF Decals. You can find them on Etsy.com/ what's it called? Etsy.com/shop/ZF Decals. When you get there, there's a lot of different little decals to choose from. You can create your own too. And you can choose from, I think the actual number is 43 or 46 or 48. It's in the 40s, the amount of different colors you can choose from. Usually we joke around with 1 million or 1 billion, but they had to reduce the amount of colors because you guys were just going crazy with the orders, and they ran out of cyan. So because of you buying up all the colors, we ran out of cyan. ZF Decals is not too happy about that. You know how hard it is to find cyan for our printer? Anyway, so when you get into the shop and you find something you like in one of the 48 colors, you're going to go into the promo code, enter PTP 10. 10% off your whole order, bitch. All right. Thank you. We love you, Zach.
Appreciate you.
If you could be a shoe, what kind of shoe would you be?
I already know what shoe you'd be.
What kind of shoe I'd be?
You'd be a D-Book 1.
Oh, sure. I haven't had them yet. I mean, for all I know, I could put them on and they just feel like shit and hurt my back. And then I'd immediately regret buying them. But honestly, dude, I'll be some Crocs or something. Those are decent. Crocs with socks. I don't do Crocs plain because sometimes like your toes will get caught and then it's like that kind of hurts. But Crocs are cool, especially if you go to the beach. Just get some sand in there and then you're like, all right, whatever.
Comes right out.
Yeah, they're good to work out in because they're kind of flat and you're just barefoot, essentially.
Better for you.
Better
Bread.
bread. Butter bread.
I'd probably be a baseball cleat.
Okay. Very useful for
Baseball.
several things.
Yep. Curb stomping people, you know.
Ah. Plastic cleat?
Nah, metal.
Yeah.
It's got to do something cool.
Listen to this sound. Here's some ASMR for you. There you go. I call that fixing the brace. Embrace the chaos.
How do you feel about that?
Not too happy. Not my best pun.
Could have been better.
Could have been better. Could have been worse.
Could have been more punny.
So Kyler Murray's coming back next week, not this week.
Then why we get rid of Josh Dobbs? Or are you guys on a bye week?
Because Minnesota, they injured.
Oh yeah, I know Kirk Cousins got
Kirk
injured.
Cousins got injured. And they were looking for a quarterback, and you sell high on Josh Dobbs. You know, I'm not mad at that. Clayton Tune's a rookie. You know, get some film on him. That's probably why they're doing it. They're like, well, it's Cleveland. You know, it's not like the Cardinals are fighting for a playoff spot anyway. We're 1-6.
Yeah, y'all don't have anything to lose anymore.
No, this whole season was going to be like this.
It's a throwaway.
We all knew, you know.
Oh, and you go to Cleveland and face the Browns. Eek.
Yeah, we're going to lose. Well, they have a backup going, too. It's going to be a backup versus backup.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because what's his nuts? Mr. Massage Boy is injured.
Massage boy. That's a good one.
Massage Parlor's injured. I forgot about that. The Sunday night game will be dope this week. It'll be the Bills and Bengals.
Oh,
They're in Cincinnati. That'll be a good game.
Joe versus Josh.
Mm-hmm. Damn, that'll be a great
Bills.
game.
Bills and Bengals.
Oh, man.
Real quick, shout out to Cardinal Health. I'm no longer employed there, so now I can tell some of the funny stories I've seen in hospitals.
Ooh.
And I'm going to start with this one. This is nothing that can get Cardinal Health in trouble, and nothing I will ever tell will get Cardinal Health in trouble. So, this is my first year working there. I'm trying to set the stage. It was probably around April of 2020. The world had just shut down. And the only people who were working were essential workers, a.k.a. people in, you know, health, grocery store people, you know, shit like that. So I was an essential worker, and I was making a delivery to a hospital. And when I was delivering to this hospital, there's a lot of, like, restrictions on what you had to do. You go into the hospital, you better be masked up, you better, you know, talk to a security guard, and you'll get escorted, and this and that, and, you know, check your temperature, and, you know, get fondled, you know, the whole deal. And I walked into this hospital, and I'm talking to the security guard, just waiting for the escort. And he's like, hold up, we have to wait right here. I was like, oh, okay. And then, like, 2 seconds later, a gurney with a body bag, like, full, zipped up, you know, the tag and everything, goes right past me. This is the first dead body I've ever seen. And I'm just like, oh, my God. And back then, you know, I was a, you know, weird little guy. So I was just like, rest in pineapples. Like, I didn't know what to say. I was very shocked. And I just go, rest in pineapples. And the security guard, the ambulance guy or whoever that was carrying him out, they both look at me and go, did you say rest in pineapples? And I was like, I didn't know what to say.
You're like, I like SpongeBob.
I was like, I was very nervous. I'm sorry. And they're like, okay. And they were very upset, and they walked away. And the guy gave me an escort, and it was a very long 2.5 minutes of awkward silence that I created. I wasn't even trying to be funny. I was just nervous. I didn't know what to say. But no one else was talking, so I was just like, I guess I'll be the one who says it. Yeah, I learned from my mistake there. I didn't say anything again. Next time, anytime I saw a dead body after that, I didn't say anything. And I have seen too many after that.
Rested pineapples.
Yeah, that was a rest in pineapples. That was a fun one. That was a fun memory. Glad you guys got to experience that with me, reliving that.
Yep, love it. Glad I was there for that.
Yeah, dude.
Where are we at in the timer?
L time. I didn't start it for a while, but this says 26, so I don't know. Whoa. I'm going to assume maybe 30. 30 minutes. We already did the ad read. All right, Hotshot, you come up with something. How about you tell a story from when you worked with the baseball team? Okay. It's championship season. The Rangers just won. How about you relive your experience in the locker room following a champagne shower? Because you got to relive one of you got to live one of those.
I did.
It wasn't
With these guys.
yeah, it wasn't a ring, but you're this fucking close. So how about you tell that story in the midst of all this championship?
It's cool, man. Man, it feels like it's forever ago now, which is crazy. It was only a year ago or 2 years ago. Yeah, it was only a year ago.
Like a year ago today, almost. Not today.
Nah, it was in September. But regardless, it feels like it was forever ago. Just very happy. When the fellas win, like the celebration for us was on the field. It was all on the field. So nobody was in the clubhouse. But yeah, I mean, I was pumped, but I was also pissed because I knew that I had to wash all of it, and it was just covered in champagne and beer and everything. So I had to soak pants for like 2 days.
Wow.
Because you had to get those stains out and you had to get the smell out.
Do you soak them in like bleach?
I had a combo where we had this huge Bud Light bucket, and I'd put dish soap, OxyClean, more dish soap, and then I'd put scalding hot water in it, and would soak it for as long as I needed to. But no, I was just very happy. It was cool. And then going on and playing in the wild card, which was weird because if I remember right, we scored like 6 runs on Evansville, and all of a sudden, in the middle of the game, one of our light towers just not collapses, but it just stops working.
Oh.
So half the field's lit. So we sat there for, I don't know, probably like an hour and a half just bullshitting with the other team. We're just talking to everybody else. Everybody's on the field. Not everybody, but like players and staff are on the field, and all of a sudden they can't fix it, and so we had to play tomorrow. So I had to wash twice. So I had to watch their uniforms for I was so fucking mad.
Both teams?
Yeah, I was pissed.
So that's like 40 guys?
Yeah, so that's players, all players, coaches, and sometimes the training staff has shit too, which if they ever did, I never did it because I was like, fuck you. No, I'm kidding, I did it. And then the umpire stuff too.
Excuse me.
So yeah, it was a lot. But we play the next day. We beat them. We go on to face the championship West series against our rival, the Washington Wild Things. Hate their manager. He's such a. You know what? I'm not gonna be there anymore. I don't care. He's a douche. He's not a nice guy. Not like anybody else will hear this anyway, so it doesn't matter. But, yeah, man. But we faced Washington. That was an intense series in the first pitch, but we ended up getting the better of them. That was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Champagning on them. That was dope.
Would that be the equivalent of the NLDS or the NLCS?
CS.
Okay, so that was to clinch to go to.
Like imagine us
finals.
facing the Dodgers and beating the Dodgers to go to the World Series. Like
Wow.
that was our equivalent to us. That was a big deal.
Wow.
And then we went to face the Canadians, and the French Canadians beat us.
Rip.
The only thing that sucked hardcore about that series was the fact that we were winning both games going into the bottom of the ninth, and we lost, which sucked to watch. But it's baseball and it's life. But those champagne showers are sick. Like I said to you, I can only imagine what it's like in the big leagues. Because, you get the big-ass New Era goggles, and you just have the amount of beer that you have is just unlimited.
Yeah.
Well, down the independent league, you don't get any of the goggles.
It's like, we're splitting a 24-pack.
Yeah, it's, you have enough champagne for just the players, and that's it.
Nice.
And then,
That's better than nothing.
you get a decent amount of beer.
Burr.
I still have one of the corks from one of the champagne in my room.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. But yeah, it was cool, man. It's something that the casual fan just doesn't see and doesn't get. That inside view is like, it's kind of changed my perspective a lot on baseball. But speaking of baseball, if you could get rid of anybody from this Diamondbacks team right now and switch it with somebody, who would you want? I know you said you wanted Cody.
Well, the people I want gone, not like I hate them, but the people I want improvements on are free agents. Tommy Pham,
Bye.
Gurriel Jr., he's a free agent. So, as far as like additions go, I'd like to see the D-backs sign Cody Bellinger. And this is a crazy one. People probably won't like it. Sign Belly, put him at first. Trade Christian Walker. And Seawalk getting traded right now because he's at the height of what he's ever going to be worth.
Mm-hmm.
Back-to-back 30 homers. He just set a career high in RBIs. He's going to win a Gold Glove. He has World Series experience. Trade Seawalk. I don't know. I'm not that dialed in, so I can't be like, oh, trade him for Corey Seager. I can't say that. But trade him for some things that we need. Like, I'm sure you can get bullpen arms for him. And I'd like to go after a good third baseman.
Yeah, not.
I keep seeing, like, we're going to throw Jeimer Candelario. And I'm like,
No.
I'd rather stick with, like, 50-year-old Longo than that. No offense to him, but he's on his third team for a reason.
Yeah.
Maybe Matt Chapman. That's a lot of money to commit. I don't know if our owner would do that, but
no.
That's shooting for the moon, aiming for the stars type of deal. I don't know, third baseman is just not a lot out there. Justin Turner's old. I don't want him.
He doesn't even really play third that much.
Yeah, okay, so even more reason. I don't know, dude. Third's tricky. That's tricky. That's really a tricky thing. But I think if you use Christian Walker's height, like his peak ability right now, and trade that while you can, I bet you can get a great haul. Maybe a starter, maybe a fourth starter. I don't know. That's one of those things where it's like, I wish I was in the GM's, mind where I'm like, well, okay, so I can trade this guy here for 4 guys here and, bring back this and swap that guy there. That'd be cool. Maybe I'll shoot him a text or something.
You should write your congressman.
Yeah. Just be like, hey, man, get rid of Seawalk. No. And then just, like, don't tell any other reason why. And be like, okay.
Fax him, release Seawalk, and that's it.
Pony Express.
Wave.
Yeah. I'll just get an owl and tie a letter to its leg and just send it. Be like, hey, tradeth Christian Walker.
Bitcheth.
Not because I hate Christian Walker, but, Bellinger hit,
a lot better this year in Chicago.
He hit 300. The same, a few less home runs than Walker.
He still had 499 at bats. That's still really
That's
good.
not even as many as he normally would have, too.
I know.
So
he still hit 307.
Throw in another 50 at bats, another 60 at bats, a normal season for him. He might cross 30 homers, 100 RBIs. That's what Seawalk did.
He got hot toward the end, too.
And Belly can pick it at first. Probably not to the level Walker can, but, he's probably.
Yeah, but you could also stick him in right field. Then you got a good outfield. Then you have Bellinger in right.
I like that too.
Carroll in left and Alec in center.
I like that too.
That's a great outfield.
I love that. I like putting.
Or you put Cody in center. I don't care.
No. You put him on a corner, somewhere where the arms matter. Especially right field's a good arm spot.
Well, especially because our outfielders don't have arms.
No, there's a bunch of noodles.
Canoodling.
I hope Corbin gets better at that because he made some throws this offseason that cost us a run. Whatever, he's a rookie. He'll get better. So will Alec. I think this postseason experience is really good for those two.
I think Alec missing that ball in the outfield in Game 5 will haunt him for a while.
It shouldn't. It was decided way before then. We didn't score any. If it was a 3-3 game and that shit happened, yeah, that's the next Trent Grisham. But the game was technically over as soon as it was 1-0 because we didn't score. So that shit didn't matter. And
I felt bad for him.
And Paul Sewald was, he gave up a home run later that inning. Like that shit was over.
I just feel bad.
I've
been there. Well,
that place
not
sucks.
there, but
that place sucks. As an outfielder, like you don't feel any more depressed than in that moment. That's the pretty sad, feeling in all sports is letting a ball go under your glove. But I'll be honest, man. I don't think he'll let that bother him.
He shouldn't.
No.
I just felt bad. I was like, man, that sucks.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was just like, that's icing on the cake, man. There's, that's the end.
That's game.
I was literally like, that's the dagger 3.
That's game.
It's over. The Rangers won.
They did.
Man.
Well, I don't have anything else to add.
Not really. This has been a slow sports week. Oh, do you like the Suns' new jerseys?
El Valley? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're dope.
I think of all the city jerseys, those are probably top. I don't know. I haven't seen them all. I mean, I have. They're all horrendous.
Nothing's going to be the Valley
No,
jerseys. I don't think you can.
you can't.
I could give those a close, second.
It's better than the ones last year. And it's better than those all orange ones that they were wearing. I was like, it's just all orange.
Oh, I like that one with the Suns logo. I have it.
I liked it. I'm like, what else? It's the same thing with that teal. It's the same jersey, just teal.
Yeah, that's true.
But whatever about that. I still have no clue what the in-season tournament is, and it just started. So
Yeah, I'm lost.
we'll figure it out. They're playing for nothing, so good for them.
They don't care. They're like, okay, this is stupid.
They're like, just okay,
Give me the rock.
yeah. Like I'll just go play basketball.
You know what's bad when even some of the NBA players are confused
Yeah,
and they're like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm just gonna play ball. I'm like, wow, that's bad.
yeah.
I was like, what are you doing, NBA? It's like, come on now. Stop.
This is either gonna be really this is gonna be the first and only in-season tournament, or it's gonna just be one of those things where you just don't watch until it's over. I really think that.
Jordan's not the GOAT. He didn't win any NBA cups.
He didn't win any in-season tournaments, but LeBron did, so therefore he's the GOAT.
Bitch.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, we appreciate you watching.
Thank you.
I got nothing left.
You want to plug your socials? We don't really do that anymore.
For anyone who's actually listening, connect Joey _1717.
Is that right?
Probably.
All right. Well, whoever you get on that one, that's not what I've been tagging you in. That's not the account I send reels to.
It isn't.
I don't think so. This?
Oh, sorry. Connect Joey 17 __. There you go. I missed something.
I was like, dude, whose account was that?
It's been a wild couple days, guys.
You're okay.
But we do appreciate you watching.
Macy VT on all the Twitters. Hit him with an outro.
We love you. We appreciate you. Don't be a dick. Be nice people.